Hello awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another game of StarCraft 2. This is going to be another best of 5 from the HomeStory Cup number 12. This is going to be our Zerg player Nerchio versus our Terran player MMA. I'm not sure what Sugoyo means. If you do know, please let me know. I probably mean something like master or maybe friend or buddy or something like that. I assume these guys know each other pretty well. Both very successful players in the StarCraft 2 Pro League. So this is going to be Zerg versus Protoss on Central Protocol. As I said, best of 5. And I'm super excited to actually cast this one. MMA has actually retired recently, so this is one of his last games. One of his last series, actually. And Nerchio, he's actually one of my favorite Zerg players overall. I believe himself and Belai are two of my favorite players at the moment. They just have such cool playstyles. They just pretty much put on a show every single time. There we go, we do have a block off going off for MMA. He does actually opt to do this at his first base rather than his expansion, probably because it is so difficult to block this off. Doesn't look like any early aggression going out from Nerchio, though he does decide to go for the spawning pool before a gas, which I'm not quite sure how this works, but it just seems a bit split decision right now between different players. Some start off with a spawning pool and no gas at all for, you know, about 30 to 40 supply. Some of them start off with a gas first, then a spawning pool. It just seems to be different play styles, and obviously different ones lead to different results in the mid game. And it's something that I will need to learn off very quickly, because of course, being a caster, I do need to know pretty much all of these tactics before they even happen, and that will take some time. Now MMA throwing out one Reaper, which is quite alright. Nothing out of the ordinary at the moment. Is he going to throw the second one? No, he does not. A Marine on the way instead. Going to be bringing that up here to prevent any sort of scouting. Possibly going to also block it off right here later on with more buildings. Does have a factory on the way second, so doesn't decide to go for more barracks, has a factory, and he has a second gas also on the way. That's going to be quite interesting to see where that leads to. Is he going to do a 1-1-1 build? Is he going to start with some Hellion harass? We'll see about that very shortly. I do think he's going to go a little bit more gas heavy than double Hellions, because he does have the second refinery. And he does saturate it fully straight away as well. Now this Marine, I do believe, is going to be able to take this Overlord out. Going to have quite some time to attack it. Yes, definitely going to be able to clean it up. So that's a free Overlord kill for him. Now this Zerglings are going to be able to freely run in here. Not going to be able to do that much damage. This SCV, as you can see here, already spots them and runs away. Does have a few mules going down as well. Decides to block this off. There's a reactor here. And of course the supply depot is also quite useful. The Reaper here is going to be able to clean these two up. There's actually nothing really that they can do against the Reaper. There's no Zerg speed on the way at the moment. Now, quite interesting to note, he took out a Roach Warren pretty much straight away. So an early Roach Warren going to be very useful for him. Going to be able to apply a little bit of pressure with it. And in total we do have about, whoa, that's a lot. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, roughly 8 Roaches on the way. That is quite significant here to have this early. Does look like there's a bunker and a supply depot going down in the front. Not going to be a block, but it is going to be able to do quite significant damage before it gets destroyed. Possibly take out 2 or 3 Roaches. Depending, of course, if he changes them to Ravagers, that would not be quite as effective. But we'll see where it goes from that. What is that? That is actually a Gas Geyser. So a second Gas Geyser going down, which suggests that the Roach aggression is potentially going to continue like this. And it does look like one Reaper going into the base here, just doing a little bit of annoying harassment, just delaying a little bit, but nothing going to be done significant here. One Queen will easily be able to ward that off. And there we go, these Roaches now here, attacking onto the SCVs, doing some economic damage, not quite able to destroy the bunker though, seeing as it is getting repaired. Now at this point, oh, interesting, a Banshee actually out on the field, and Stealth also on the way. So at this point, definitely going to want to have at least one Spore Crawler on the way for Nerchio. So he is bringing out a second Banshee as well, so not just going to be one of those annoying single Banshees that forces you to get on the air. So if he gets any anti-air, which he is appearing to be getting, it is going to be pretty much paying for itself afterwards. So these 3 roaches getting taken out by his Banshee, doing very well, going to have 4 kills in total, making the Banshee absolutely worth it at this point. Does look like there is, okay, a reactor being built on the refinery, or factory rather. Bio upgrades now going down as well, so he is potentially going to switch out to the bio play very, very shortly. Does have double engineering pay also on the way. Looks like there's a 3rd base going down for Nerchio, almost complete at this point. And getting 1-1 for ranged attacks for his ground army. Now he has just taken a 3rd and 4th refinery also, so that is suggesting that he is going to start a little bit more gas heavy builds. Probably just going to start pumping out upgrades though. Unless I see a 5th and 6th gas geysers, I really wouldn't expect to see any Mutalisks or air units in general. Does have a lair on the way, however, so something to note. And this is starting to become quite a standard build. He's possibly going to take out a few Liberators out of here, maybe even just medevacs. Could use them for medevacs and then just start doing the harassment, which of course the Terran is so well known for. Does have a 3rd command center already completed and is going to be going out to expand. Now just looking at this, there was the harassment going out from the Banshees. Does manage to take out 7 total overlords, or 7 total drones. 8 drones. So just a note, 2 Banshees, 1 each, 1 shot from each will kill a drone. Does look like Lyle Reconstitution is on the way also for a Zerg player. Does manage to sneak a few kills here as well. The Spore Crawler is actually a lot... It's less effective versus Banshees as it is versus Liberators. Now, medevacs are the choice of tech or of build here from the starport with Reactor. Does have more barracks on the way also, so going to be transferring his focus more on bio rather than further air units. 11 drones taken out by these Banshees at the moment. 2 drops being loaded up here. Now there's a 5th gas coming out. This still doesn't really imply that there will be air at the moment. Just looking like upgrades right now. Glider Reconstitution almost done. Level 2 missile attacks. Oh, and this Banshee is very, very low at this point. 10 health on it, and I do believe that 1 acid spine will probably take care of it. Does it have any armor? No, it does not. So that should one-shot it. Now this drop is going to get spotted pretty much straight away. So he's going to have units streaming over here to defend against that. And a good response would probably make sense to use the Overseer to just follow a little bit onto that. But of course, if he gets too close, the Marines, oh, the stim going down, does manage to actually distract the Marines for long enough to get away. Now, a lot of Roaches and Ravagers are streaming in here. I do believe that MMA does not have vision of this. Now, this could also be dangerous if these Marines... Never mind. They did get away. Oh, this is a huge Ravage. Oh my god, so many ACVs getting taken out here. Another one of those. This seems to be a very common place for ACVs to just huddle up together. I don't know why. It's like a panic button for them. Just go into that corner over there. Starting to do a bit of damage to this command center. Does decide to bring it back down. He is confident that he can defend against this. Oh, these tanks are so out of position right now. Are going to get destroyed very, very quickly. One getting lifted off just in time. A lot of these Zerg units, again, streaming on here. Almost manages to snipe off that Viking. The Viking going to be taking care of that Overseer, so that is going to be quite significant here in terms of vision. Overseers do provide long range vision when your ground units can't quite get that close. Oh, and this morph is going down at the worst time possible. Is going to be forced back, and the Marines are now chasing. There's a lot of Marines here, but at the same time, even more Roaches and Ravagers. Gonna probably want to back off because he doesn't have the tank support. Third base is now fully saturated, so at this point the Zerg player, ooh, this is cheeky. He is actually expanding across the map rather than away from the Terran player. So he's going to have a big boost of economy, but at the same time, he's going to have to defend this. And at the moment, MMA is not aware of this expansion. It does look like Nerchio is starting to build up towards here. MMA at this point is aware that this is happening. and he's going to be streaming straight into his base. Now, if he can destroy these production facilities, that could spell GG for MMA. Wow, so much damage going down here. These units just absolutely tearing through the buildings. Unfortunately, forced to back off a lot of Marines, and the 2 siege tanks also placed to defend. And the question is this aggression going to continue? What's being made? Looks like level 2 carapace being created. Oh, a burrow and tunneling claws being created here. So it looks like he might try to basically sneak past the defenses of MMA and just bring his roaches straight into the mineral line. It's been quite effective in this tournament. I've seen it used quite a lot, and it puts so much pressure to waste scans on it. It's a very, very good play here. Now doing a bit of damage to the command center. I'm not sure if he should be focusing on that though. Should probably continue on with the aggression towards the Marines themselves. Otherwise he will lose a lot of units when the army is not that big. 5 SCVs taken out, but at the same time all of his units getting very quickly cleaned up by the siege tanks. Command center is going to have to be lifted off. Is he going to do? Yes he is. Corrosive Bile landing, not quite hitting the command center though. Does manage to dodge it. Such a big building, and it has the dodging ability of a freaking rogue or something like that. Big hits from the Corrosive Biles there though. Command center brought down to about 500 health. 18 SCVs have now been taken out in this push, which is quite significant. Let's quickly have a look. No, still no vision of the commands or of the hatchery that's being built on the gold base. So this is actually quite big. Now finally spotting it. These Marines gonna get dropped off here, do a little bit of damage. Also Liberator here, gonna be able to take out one. Yes, he does manage to take off one drone. 2 drones taken out, and this is gonna get quickly cleaned up. All of these drones just being streamlined into the pathway of the Liberator. 5 kills in total now. And managing to cancel out 2 roaches as well. A 3rd roach going to be cancelled also. Liberator is already paying for itself right now, so that's quite good. Now more aggression onto the main base. This is one of the reasons why I don't like to play on this map personally, because of this engage in the back. If you're not prepared for it, it will backfire quite heavily on you. And a lot of tanks here at the moment for MMA. So MMA definitely putting a lot of focus on siege. Doesn't quite have many upgrades for it, just a 1 on weapons. He decided to preemptively bring this command center back. Probably going to put it back as soon as he realizes that these units are here. And a wise call to recall that Liberator. Oh, the medevac does manage to get destroyed there. It looks like Nerchio just very happy to continue on with his roach push. There was a base taken out there. Didn't actually spot how that happened. Bit of a mistake there. My apologies. Been quite focused on this base getting destroyed over and over again. Getting denied so many times now. So this command center is just, I don't know, it's just being scrapped right now at this point. There's just scrap pieces being attached onto it. It's getting destroyed so many times, repaired back up. So unless they really have a lot of spare pieces, then I really don't know how they're repairing this so much. Missile turret being brought up here, not quite sure what the purpose of that is. Probably to spot any burrowed roaches. There we go, the burrow was actually cancelled earlier on, now getting brought back up. This one roach probably just going to be used to scout out. Is going to get taken out as soon as anything touches it. There is an infestation pit going out. I wonder what this is going to be used for. Is he going to get a hive out of it? Ooh, this base getting shut down as well. Another drop from MMA, doing very, very good damage here. Forcing the shutdown of pretty much all economy. The Queen here is going to get destroyed. Liberator on the back as well. And these drones are just not being focused on. On the other hand, he is focusing on the Terran base instead, doing a lot of damage to these Marines. He does have enough, I believe, to take this on. So he is correct to be doing a lot of aggression here. Now, the infestation pit, I can't agree with the placement of that. It was so out in the open, getting that taken out altogether very, very quickly before it really manages to do anything significant. And at the moment, 4 roaches, 1 Ravager being produced. This hatchery is going to quickly get taken out. Not quite sure what the purpose of these roaches is. I do think that he needs Ravagers here instead to take care of this Liberator. Now this aggression here, gonna get spotted. 1 Marine getting taken off for free. And there we go, we do have One Ravager here does manage to actually shoot off the Corrosive Bile, finally taking care of that Liberator. Is going to be able to clean up this. The hatchery with 181 health left. Anything at this point can take this out very quickly. Just a few drones also standing on the side. Doesn't want to have them there for too long because they are being wasted. And is there going to be another infestation pit? I honestly don't think so. This space is completely mined out at this point. There's only 8 possible drones here, so this is very quickly going to be mined out soon. I think that at this point, the economy is going to be heavily favoring the Terran. Yes, it is indeed. And wow, right now, Nerchio is in a lot of trouble. He really absolutely has to expand. Otherwise, if he doesn't manage to expand, he will lose this game very, very soon. Because at the moment, MMA does have this base running. So what he needs to do right now is expand and potentially use the time that he has to build up his economy again. If he doesn't, that'll spell GG, and I think that this could actually just about be it. Siege tanks landing. He does have quite a significant supply amount. Not that little, considering he's so far behind right now. This base is mined out. This base is mined out, so currently both players only on one base. This is kind of half a base at this point. And he's using all of his resources for more units. I'm not quite sure about that right now, because he is running out. There we go, Nerchio GG's out of the game. And that was that between these two Titans. One of my favorite Zergs, and probably one of the best Terran players in the world. That's pretty much it. I'll end this video here, and on with the outro. And there we go, game number 1 between MMA and Nerchio has now been completed, and in this one it does look like MMA takes the throne. Very, very well played here, and I think that Nerchio just a little bit overcommitted, wasn't worried about his economy, did lose that one base, which unfortunately I didn't spot, but you know yourself that you do miss every now and then. That's pretty much it. If you want to follow me on social media, my links are on the right hand side here. If you want to subscribe, link is underneath the video and also inside the video itself. I'll see you guys in the next game, which is going to be game number 2.